Why are the Lakers having problems right now?
Like,
I think right now they're just trying to find their flow, and I
Uh-huh.
think people kind of said this, and people were talking about this. Once you add Braun into the mix, how does that going to look, right? Because with Luka and Reeves, it looked different. It was like, you only have two guys who's trying to score. Yeah. Now you got three guys trying to score, which I still think that Braun is not trying to score as much. Right. He's just seeing how the game flow is, and it's like, okay, Reeves is off. Luka may be struggling. Let me pick it up here. I think that they all can't start together.
I agree.
Somebody has to come off the bench.
I agree.
And they still don't have certain pieces that they need. They still don't have, to me, a good enough 3-point shooter. And I still think I also think they're too old.
Right. I agree.
Because when they play against teams that play faster, like the Spurs, they stood no chance.
Right. Well, I don't think they're too old, because they do got a lot of young guys. It's just Redick has them in that whack-ass zone every game. It's like you can't play zone against the Spurs. They play at a too fast of a pace, getting the ball out. Then when you have a guy that's 7'5", and then you got Luke Cornett, who's like, 7'1" at the same time, zone really doesn't help.
You think about Luka's
for sure,
liability. Like, sometimes he doesn't know where to be at for rotations on things when guys are rotating.
But that goes back to the zone, where it's like he got them in zone, and it's like
it's for Luka though.
Yeah. But I also look at it as you got a defensive merchant in Jared Vanderbilt on the bench, who locked up Steph Curry for a series, and he was one of the most sought after defenders in the league 2 years ago. And then Redick comes in and he's benching him because he can't score. When it's like, when you got a Reeves, Braun, and Luke out there, Vanderbilt only need to score 2 points, make an open layup. He don't really need to do. He doesn't need to stand in the corner. He could be the screen setter, get out the way. I know you got Aiden, but Aiden's a lob threat, so you could put him in short corner and then figure out some type of system where you got Vanderbilt setting the pick and rolls or slashing or cut in, whatever the case is. So I think it's just figuring out that offensive side more, and then probably getting Vanderbilt more in so you can play more defense, and then their health.
And I also think
Luka's been out, Braun's been out, Rudy went out.
And I think people are like freaking out.
I was like, 19%.
It's like it's early. Like if this was, getting into All-Star break, after All-Star break, then panic. But like, they fifth. They fifth in the West right now. Like,
19 and 10.
And it's like they have to me have fixable problems.
Right.
Like in-house problems.
Yeah.
They don't have to outsource to fix their problems.
Right. So I'm gonna end it with this. My biggest thing is, I think, and I'm gonna be real, it's too much crying and complaining for you guys. You guys, your superstars or your stars, you guys are always like crying. Talking to the ref the whole time.
It's even celebrating.
And I think that's what's hurting the Lakers as well. I think the expectation for Bron is not too high, but y'all kind of overlooking the flaws in other guys. I mean, Luke is not really playing the best defense. And then you have Austin Reeves, who's averaging 26, but the last 4 or 5 games can't get over 20. So you do stuff like,
get over 15.
Yeah, so you do stuff like that. It's really going to hurt you with the consistency of flow.
Sure.
Why do you think LeBron gets so much hate this late in his career?
I think it's what we talked about on the last show. It's just when somebody's been like just there in the media, they exceeded expectations. The only alternative is just the human nature of the media culture now is to hate.
Right.
So it's like no matter what Bron does, I mean, he's in year 23, but like he came back and he had I think it was like 12 assists first game back, and it's like, oh, Bron can't score anymore. Then the next night he throws a great assist for a game winner, and it's like, oh, Bron's 10-point streak ended. Bron's declining, but it's like he made a great play for a game winner, adds a win. Basketball is about winning. Sports is about winning. So making the great play to win, I thought it was the right possession, but it's just people just need something to hate on.
I think Gilbert Arenas said it best. People need something to pay their bills, and hating on LeBron pays their bills because everybody's going to tune into that.
Right.
If you're giving LeBron praise, everybody's like, oh man, they're just
Exactly.
two-handed the guy.
For sure. But now it's also because it's like people always gonna hate when it's the first thing to be seen. Like people used to hate on Jordan when it was the first thing to be seen. Like dude's 40-something years old and still in the talk of like a championship run. Like on your retirement tour, we was talking D Wade's retirement tour. We was just happy to see D Wade on the court. You know what I'm talking about?
That game winner.
He was all hyped, like he banked it in. He banked it in. But like with Bron, it's like, what he finna do last year? Is he gonna go out with a win or he's gonna end a loser? I'm like, how you gonna end the loser? You got 4 champs already.
Yeah, and I think Bron not feeding into the media narratives also adds fuel to them because like it's almost like no disrespect to women, but if your girl's arguing with you and you don't say nothing to her, she's just gonna get more and more mad.
Right.
I think that's the same narrative with the media. It's like Bron's not saying nothing. He's like, I want to be home on Christmas. I don't care what y'all talking about. It's like that's making them more like, we got to say something to get Bron.
I agree. I agree. And I'll add to it and move on to the next one. I just think it's trendy.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like for guys to like, it amazes me that I go across so many pages that has like LeBron lowlights, and it's like, did y'all not see like the first 20 years of his career?
Facts.
Like, what did y'all miss?
Facts.
Like,
it'll be like LeBron.
But I also understand like a lot of this has to do with this is the most interactive
For sure.
era of basketball.
For sure.
So a lot of people the guys who were in that wasn't playing ball in high school and wasn't like you weren't worried about basketball.
For sure.
Because if you were worried about basketball, you at the tryouts all the time. like, so I already know at some point when LeBron was playing and he was 3rd, 4th year in the NBA, and he's averaging 31 points, you didn't care about basketball, bro.
Right.
You didn't care about. You only care about it because you have this right here, and it's free Wi-Fi, and then someone on your comments is going to be like, "Yeah, I agree with you," and you look, and you like, "Wait, somebody agree with my take? Let me make more takes like this.
Watch the comments.
Let me, you know what? Let me go find somebody else's page and then go share and make it like my content,
right?
And so I can get more attention. Y'all don't really care about it because it's if you really cared about basketball, you would really be embarrassed to post someone lowlights when you know they had a whole career of highlights that will put at most players to shame. But let's move on. Let me ask you guys. You guys are young. What's the biggest? I'm sure you're on your phone. Well, not RJ. RJ, I work with RJ all day.
Man, I'll call RJ. I probably won't hear from him for 3 days.
Yeah. RJ on a different type of time.
RJ one time. Low key important. RJ be back a week later.
Yeah.
It's over with, gang.
So for you guys who are on your phone, what's the biggest complaints you see online right now when it comes to basketball?
It's either old heads making videos with the phone this close to their face about how bad the game is now, or it's people just talking about the referees' impact, like the referees, the foul call, and the flagrants.
They travel.
The travel.
All game. Yeah. All 35 points.
Right. It's just nobody. To me, nobody's just content anymore. It's
right.
No matter what happens, it's gonna be a hater. It's gonna be something. So.
I agree.
I just think it's too many opinions.
Mm.
Everybody has an opinion,
right?
And everybody got to get their opinion out there to the
Right.
world, to where people got to, again, like, comment, or share. And it's like, bro, chill. Like nobody cares about what you got to say,
right?
Nah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, again, a lot of these people, like you had just said, haven't played basketball or competitive basketball, and but they could get on a mic or get on their phone and have a comment. And it's just too many opinions.
I would say I'm piggybacking off that. It's the silly opinions, like people's valid points. Like it's people that comment that don't understand help side. It's people that comment that don't understand like making the pass to the open person. Instead, they want to see him shoot over 2 or 3 people.
Mm.
It's cool every once in a while. You know, you get a buck, you score 3 times in a row, cool.
Facts.
But like, why not hit the guy that's already open?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? People get mad about people making the right play.
I'm
like,
you just can't
in the
score 20 in the men's league. Don't talk to me.
That's that part. I would say, like in the 90s, it was cool to shoot over 2 or 3 people because the next pass over was somebody that probably shot 10% on the season.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, why not hit the guy that's shooting 30, 40%?
Right.
So
I think I'm with you guys. It's all the same thing. You know, I run a basketball media brand, and we're on various platforms, millions of views, hundreds of thousands of comments each month. And the complaints is all the same. It's all pit. And that alarms me because like, yo, y'all don't realize y'all kind of complain about the same thing. But I know y'all not really watching. You're not watching it because it wouldn't be no. Like, here's the thing, right? If I was a working class citizen, and there's no disrespect to anyone, I wouldn't watch every game. I wouldn't try to watch every game. I watch the home game right? And then I wouldn't waste my time watching if I'm going to complain about it.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So for when I see people in the comments and they're like, "Oh, they didn't call travel right here." Okay, they didn't call travel. Have you never played a game where they missed a call?
Facts.
Like, have you never played a game where they missed a
AAU
foul?
tournament.
Like I get I
Go
get
to
the
the YMCA.
expectation. I get the expectation of this is the NBA, so they should call everything. But could you imagine just watching the game where they call everything?
Yeah,
Like-
I think any level, if they called everything, it wouldn't be entertaining.
It wouldn't be
to watch.
fun or entertaining.
Right.
And we got to understand that you're watching TV.
Exactly.
You're watching TV. So it is a job to do to make it entertainment. Like the NBA has a job to make it faster. Like for instance, at one point it was 10 seconds to get past half court. Now it's 8. Speed that shit up.
Exactly.
Take this 2 seconds off. Speed this shit up.
Exactly.
This shit is way too slow.
But
You know what I'm
even
saying?
then, it goes down to like these are professional refs. So 90% of the things you think are travel, these guys are trained to know that it's not travel.
Right.
Right.
You're just sitting at home and it looked funky to you, and it wasn't your team. So you're saying, "Oh, he traveled."
Yeah, right.
Like,
1000%.
And then the
Hey.
rules are different.
And the rules are
Between-
different.
Like
Right.
between
That
high
gathers some
school,
shit.
college, and pro, the rules are different.
Uh-huh.
On what's a travel, what's not a travel. Like the other day, a kid hit a peon step, and like the ref called a travel, and I was sitting there like, it's like, I don't know, but in high school, it is
yeah.
Right.
right. You can't do that, but as a pro level guys, they could do that. Just
Right.
different levels, different refs. The game is called different.
Right. And I agree. And that's just what it is. The game is called different, and you made a great point. If someone is actually going to games, youth games, and they're watching their young kid play, like a youth ball play or a high school play, the referees are calling it tighter,
For sure.
right? They're calling it tighter because one, they have to because that's the rules. But two, these are young players. You want to teach them as a ref,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
Versus a professional level, they understand like, okay, this is Giannis and he's taking a gather step. I could call travel, but
Right.
do I really want to mess this highlight up for the TV?
Exactly.
Right.
So you got to understand what you're watching. And it's always been that way. It hasn't, there's never been it. But when you want to pick and choose, yes, that's what happens.